Welcome to the Artist Loft, the talk show for all artists. Join us each show as we spotlight a variety of different creatives, hosted by the Florida Arts Network, with Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. We're back again, whether you want us or not.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess some may not want us, but you know. Hi, I'm Richard Sosa.
Frank Ruffolo here.
And we are back with the Artist Loft, talking about all things art, hosted by the Florida Arts Network. When you get a chance, go visit our site. Check us out, see what we're all about. The website is floridaartsnetwork.org.
Right, and for as little as $75, you can be a sponsor on this show because we're attempting to go weekly.
Yes, yeah, we really want to do this. We want to do this more. We've got so many people that we want to get on the show. We're currently booked until May, but if we can do it every week, we can get more people on and really go all out. So today we had a guest that was going to
the Polynesian Pride, Russell Gagliano, and his dancers were going to be here today, but he rushed himself to a hospital this morning, and he's in our prayers, hoping he'll be okay. He'll be on a later show.
Yes, yeah, he'll be on at a later time. And so we kind of scrambled a little bit and made a phone call and
posted bail.
Yeah. And we got these two lovely ladies and extinguished gentlemen. Extinguished gentlemen.
Extinguished? Because he was on fire.
Yes, because he's on fire. Yeah, there you go. All right, so Alicia, Priscilla, thanks for being on the show. Lloyd, thank you so much for being on the show, guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for having us.
I mean, you just came in, you know, like just, hey, Alicia, we need you on the show. Okay, no problem. You know, it was fantastic.
Well, I live across the street, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm like I can be the call girl. No, that came out wrong. Oh, good. I wasn't using my microphone for that.
Kids watch this show, so.
Call me.
So there you go. All right, so you guys are involved in some really interesting stuff. Priscilla, you founded this company, SeaSirens?
Yes.
How did that all come about?
Making a long story short, how it all started.
Well, we got a half hour.
I don't know. So basically, I was coming to a point in my life that I kind of needed a new path and an awakening. Mm-hmm. So I was invited to go to Egypt on a trip. Yes, that's where it all started.
Oh, I loved Egypt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went there. It was the trip. The manifestation was for it to be there for 10 days. And then when I got there, I really fell in love with the whole entire essence of Egypt and how much history. And there's this tremendous amount of energy field going out there that makes you kind of like really change and it's to the better, right?
Yeah.
Or something you feel like, wow, we all came from here. There's something about that. And I ended up extending my trip for a lot longer to almost a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was there with friends and we decided to travel a lot, including Jordan and go to City of Petra.
Yes.
Yes.
Wasn't that amazing?
Amazing.
Oh,
it was such an amazing experience. So everything around me was already like, monumental, large, and it had this like energy of, everything bigger than yourself and within ourselves as well. So what happened was, my friends, they said, well, we're going to go to Sharm el Sheikh. And I said, definitely. I want to definitely relax on the coast and the water, because I know that Sharm el Sheikh was known for one of the most beautiful beaches, diving site in the world.
Yeah.
So my friend said, well, I kind of need you to help me out to get my diving certificate. And I said, absolutely not. I have no desire, no interest of diving. The biggest fear one of my biggest fear was ever to scuba dive in my
Really?
life. Yes. And so my friends were like, well, we're going there because, Sam, which is my friend from Cairo, and he was like getting his advanced. And my friend Casey was getting her open water. She's like, I need a buddy. So she really, really conned me into going for the first day. And I had a severe panic attack the minute I got there. And I said, no, I can't do this. She pulled me in. I finally did it. Once I got in the water, everything changed. Like, it was like a whole new world, And it really was, because you get to be really reliant on your breath and your buoyancy. Everything is about your technique, how you control yourself. And meanwhile, you're in this whole entire universe that you are not accustomed to.
Yeah.
So it was very kind of, it was very, I felt like I was in a video game in many ways, because it's like everything is floating, everything is all around, very dimensional. And when I came back, I remember my diving instructor saying, you're going to be in shock, when you get back to Florida. So I said, nah, come on, we have the keys and everything. And he's like, it's not the same. Which it was. When I came to Florida, I dove, and I was extremely disappointed in what I saw. That resonated not very well within myself. I felt very kind of like, what's happening?
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was like there was sludge on the reef. Some of them were dead. Some of them was like, where are the reefs? And no reefs. I was working in the corporate world at the time as a creative designer for a company for eCareer. And I was approached from the head marketing. He actually looked at my portfolio and said, how would you like to do a proof of concept with the Norwegian Cruise Line for an underwater sculpture park? And I said, okay. And I was like, so then I went home and I told my family, and I had like those experiences you always hear in the story of everybody was like, you're crazy, like this is not your medium.
She was crazy, but not me.
Yeah, this is not your medium. I do have a background in art history. Also, have a BA in art history.
Which you studied in Italy, right?
I studied in Italy, art history, and I actually studied sculptures over there. I have an undergrad also for a BFA in fine arts, concentration in painting. And then I started graduate school, and I was a graduate school dropout because I realized that after being around this medium, when I started doing lectures, the university at FAU said, you need to just work on your doctorates. Forget about your graduate because you have something. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm still collecting everything, continuing education, because that's what life is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The proof of concept with Norwegian Cruise Line went absolutely amazing. We actually got the chance to do lots of breaking barriers and trying to create a guidebook, because there's no such thing as creating an underwater sculpture reef park snorkeling site that people go to an excursion. There was no such thing. The only artist that was done doing this was Jason the Care Taylor. So I had to really piggyback as much knowledge from his team and also create my own guideline. And we have some crazy stories. I mean, we lost sculptures, we dropped, we had to have, yes, I mean, we had to find one sculpture once that the next day was gone. It was like, how could this 2,000-pound sculpture be dislocated? and then we're like, wait a second. And then one of the marine biologists in the team was just like, well, let's just place this solo cup. So I have a whole solo cup story. So we actually put the solo cup on the ocean and watch it flow. And it ended up on the other side of the island where the sculpture was at.
That's funny, because I was going to ask you, what did you drop it in the Bermuda Triangle or something?
Well, that's what we thought, because like, you know, one of the expert divers were like, oh, you know, there's such thing as like pirates still, you know. I'm like, what the heck would a pirate come and steal like a 2,000-pound sculpture from the ocean?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Aye, matey.
I'm not a shaper.
Well, you know where she comes in then.
Yeah, I know.
So, you know, an island that had absolutely nothing all of a sudden was thriving with marine life, and the project was paid off within under 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So the proof of concept
Wow.
worked.
But wait,
Yeah.
there's more.
Yeah, and then from there, you know, led to the educational aspect.
Hold on,
Kids
hold on.
and divers were all about that.
The
and
people in the community.
I know that comes
Okay,
next. That's
okay.
the 4th tier. So we have like 4th pillars. She's already jump to the 4th.
sisters, you
Jump to
know.
the 4th.
I know.
We're
Forget 2 and 3. Just-
sisters.
Yes.
But we are sisters.
So what
Yes.
happened was I started getting, you know, people from the island coming up to me and saying, thank you so much for this. And I'm like, oh, you're so welcome. Okay. And they were like, yeah, now we don't have to go to the other side of the island and catch fish. We could just catch it right here. And I was like, oh, wow, this is a
Wow,
big
so
deal.
it had that kind of an impact on the community
Yes.
there.
So then, and then more things kind of started coming up, popping in my head. I'm like, wow. So this is also an integration to getting people learning and how to continue is like with after I'm gone, how to upkeep the reef, how to like make sure it's expanded. So this is where the outreach comes in as well.
Right.
So. And it's about also teaching the community how to how to monitor and also maintain the reefs, and then this is how like SeaSirens became a complete collective community. It's not just, you know, just dropping these reefs or sculptures in the ocean, but then like we work with kids. We would do beach cleanups. We come up with products and even coming up with new innovation. That's why Lloyd comes in. He's part of our innovation team, and Alicia is part of like the whole, and she brings in the film aspect, the writing. Her writing is phenomenal. We did a whole entire minimal. We did a blog. We did a blog for.
Is this place haunted?
I know, right? I heard that too.
That time of the year.
We did a blog for
Could be.
this one
It's the
project.
pirate.
It's the
That is,
pirates.
it is a pirate energy. So we did a project for the Luna Prize, and it was a complete kind of like out of the whim. I received a link and I applied to it, and then I just basically like whatever, you know.
But
Next
explain
thing
what
you
it
know,
is.
I was like, my friend called me. She's like, "Did you apply for the Luna Prize?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." She's like, "You realize that you just got picked?" I'm like, "Okay, yes, tell me more." And she's like, "Priscilla, your reef is going to the moon." I'm like, "What?" She goes like, "Yeah, the Falcon 9, like, you know how we were trying to get the race to the moon?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you mean?" She's like, "You submitted your Triton and Siren, which is in Great Stirrup Cay in Bahamas for Norwegian, and I also have another one here in Fort Lauderdale." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yes, your reef is going to be on the moon." I'm like, "Holy crap." I'm like, "This is awesome."
See, well, I've always thought that
Yeah.
you were out of this world anyway.
So, yeah.
Well, we have a short video that we can play that highlights some of the stuff that you're doing. If they can,
Yeah, so while you're starting, the last piece.
okay. So maybe you can explain some of what's going on.
When you swim out to throughout the shore, this is what you would see, Great Stirrup Cay. And from there, you would have, right in front of it, there would be this compass, and this will guide you. And because, you know, when you're swimming, you don't know north, south, east, and west.
Yeah.
And these are the fish guides. This is the mermaid. I did my daughter right there, and then the son of my boss. And this is actually Alicia, inspired by Alicia's storytelling because she's a storyteller.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she is.
So this is Octo Shark. This is Lushka the Octo Shark. This is where the island's folklore is about. This half shark, half octopus that will bring down pirate ships and take all their treasures and put it in the cove, the treasure cove. And
Look, I'm gonna eat the fish.
yes.
That is a pretty cool piece.
Kids
though.
love that piece.
Oh, I bet.
And then there are these mermaids that are guides, and we tell them from the shore at the diving shop, follow the mermaids, follow the mermaids.
Yeah.
And they will tell you. And here it is. Here's the treasure cove, and I wanted to make these massive skulls because I wanted giants and I wanted treasure chests, and so we have additional pieces that we're going to actually install in 2024 due to the pandemic that threw us off on our timeline. So we have like our Fountain of Youth as well to install, and also another skull. And we have these amazing vases. So this is Triton and Siren, and we have 3 of these. 2 of them are in Bahamas, 1 on land, and this is the one under the ocean.
And one going to the moon.
And this is the image that's going to be going to the moon.
And it's already attracting fish.
It is.
By now, it's already covered in corals. So that's the beauty of this project, is that it is fostering marine life there. So that's why the locals were so happy, because this was a way for them to feed the community that they needed.
Yeah.
So this is a source of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this all started from a trip to Egypt.
Yes, it did. Yeah, and then what happened was eventually it went from that to NFTs, and that's how this is how I started integrating my family. My brother is a producer and my sister is a singer, so let's just combine the family and let's just like create something. And Alicia is working on this segment part of the video, which is going to be that reef from the ocean going to the moon. So it'll be a mini clip. So.
Very cool. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back, and we want to hear a little bit about what Lloyd's part is in all of this. Yes, we're going to put you on camera. We'll be right back.
Ever needed a good read? Maybe a book to keep your mind off things. Frank A. Ruffolo is an internationally known author and accomplished screenwriter. He's written many successful novels with amazing stories. Fiction adventures like The Lady of the Harbor, The Trihedral of Chaos, Gabriel's Chalice, 10048, and many more. For more information, visit www.frankaruffolo.com, or you can find Frank Ruffolo on Amazon.
Here we are, guys.
All right, we're back with Priscilla, Alicia, and Lloyd.
Yes.
So Lloyd,
Yes,
you've
sir.
been sitting there very quietly, probably hoping that we don't bring attention to you, because you're usually you're doing all the scientific stuff. So tell us a little bit about what that entails.
Okay, sure. Yes. So I'm an engineer by trade and scientist by love and passion, and I've found myself here in South Florida amongst some incredible humans, all the way throughout South Florida, Miami, Broward County, and Palm Beach County. And so I am engaged at a level across the board. So things that are necessary for us to do the next phase of evolution, which technology has started to introduce with the mobile phones, computers, bringing it to the current world, or the old world, if you will, and in a way that's meaningful. So where it's impactful. So you just saw what Priscilla and Alicia have accomplished so far, which is fantastic and beautiful. It's underwater though, right? So we don't live underwater; we live above water. And so being able to present that in a meaningful way nowadays now means that you're going to share it maybe on some sort of digital media or some sort of television screen or something, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And now
NFTs and all kinds of stuff.
You're right. Augmented reality. 3D, right? So bringing that to life is really where we are now. We have that capability to really bring her artwork in a dimension that we've never had the opportunity to do, right? Yeah. So it's at that moment now where we are, well, for me as an engineer who's been doing this for 20, 30, 40, let's not count.
He's a vampire, everyone.
Let's slow down. Right? But for me, who's been doing this for so long and passionate about it, and being able to see the art piece come to life in this way is really powerful. So taking something like Triton and Siren art piece, putting it in a form that we can send to the moon is an actual reality, right?
That's crazy.
And that involves just the information. What is art? Art is information. What is anything? Anything. Most things in life is information. Words and vibrations. So it's how we communicate that matters. So if it's a physical 12,000-pound art piece that's sitting at the bottom of the ocean, saving us from destruction by cultivating a core ecosystem, that's just as powerful as me saying, "Here, learn about this. What does this mean?" Right? It's having an impact if you are able to learn about it, and you're able to learn about it, and you're able to learn about it. Well, the only way we can do that now is to share that information, and the platforms now exist where we can share that wide and long.
I can even see you putting it on like a virtual reality type of glasses, and you can then
you got it.
You can then scuba dive in your living room.
We're working on that right now.
We're working on that. That's what he does.
So it's quite interesting that you bring that up. I'm actually building a hardware piece that you can wear, wearable, that has a augmented screen. So overlaying Priscilla's art right in front of you, and you can walk around it and you can see it and you can even touch it. Okay, and there's haptic feedback sensor gloves that I've got. All of these things exist, and we'll be launching a lot of these things very soon in coordination with our artists, many artists.
I can see that even working for people who are physically impaired, who can't go scuba dive, or the elderly.
That's the whole purpose.
They can go to you can go to a location like that, or a home like that, and the older people can, like us.
No, absolutely.
Like you.
Like me.
Yeah, the beauty lies in the accessibility of it all, right? And we've seen that happen over the past 20, 30 years. The internet has been around. Folks who are blind can go to a website, right? People who can't hear, or with impairments. Even me as an old man, I can do things that I can experience things that
an old man. He looks like a kid. He looks like a kid. He's calling himself an old man. You got some nerve. No, but some of that stuff that you're talking about really is amazing. I ran into them at a crypto convention. When was that? Back in August?
Last year?
Yes,
the Crypto Connect Expo.
Yeah.
That's when I did the STEAM project, right?
Yes.
With the kids?
Yeah. And boy, let me tell you, some of the stuff that I saw there was absolutely mind-blowing. There was one guy there. You had this software that you load onto your phone, and you pointed at a picture, and the picture, right? Remember that? And the picture just comes to life. What? What?
No comment.
No comment.
Keep going.
Yes, but we do that. That's exactly what we do.
We
take steps further, and we have an incredible team, and Lloyd is just like a brainiac, and it's such a pleasure to have him and, collaborate and work together, and we come up with some freaking awesome ideas,
So
and that's what
with
this
what
is
you
all
saw,
about.
that basically the image comes alive, like
Right.
literally 3D, like
Yes.
before your eyes on your screen. It's not like you have to wear any goggles or anything. So Lloyd is working on that, but he's taking it to like the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? The fifth dimension?
Seventh dimension, but it's
Oh.
okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
You take it to another
You just
dimension.
cheated him out of 2 dimensions.
I
Come on.
know.
Come on, Alicia.
So two-dimensional. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The Fifth Dimension was a musical group back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
Or the Fifth Element.
Wow.
Back
Okay.
in the day, yeah.
I
There you
guess
go.
I am part of the old man
Yeah, you
group.
were part of the other one.
No, well,
We knew what it was.
technically,
Yeah.
we are from the 1900s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
My daughter came up with that. I was born in 2012? Yeah.
I know. It's
like, Mom, you're so 1900s.
It's crazy. I remember one time my daughter and I were sitting on the couch watching TV, but mostly talking, or she was mostly talking. And I turned to her and I said, "Sweetheart," I said, "you sound like a broken record." And she just stopped. She was like 15 at the time, 14. And she looked at me and she's like, "A what?" I go, "A broken record." And then I had to go on to describe the record. And she goes, "Oh, like the giant CDs." I said, "Yes." She goes, "Yeah, we're learning about those in history class." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I wanted to die. I was like, wait, here. I think this is yours.
wow, that's hilarious.
Oh, it was terrible.
Now it's vintage. That's what it is. It's considered vintage.
Yeah. I know, right? Maybe I'll start referring to myself as vintage.
They sound so nice, though. If you buy a record player and you can buy some, now they sell record players in some stores.
I still have mine.
Oh, you do? Do you have the
Good.
original albums and
Yep.
everything?
That's
you know,
awesome.
they're worth
That's
money,
awesome.
some of them.
Yeah.
And that pop sound.
Yeah.
Dum, dum, dum.
I know. And you get the Virgin vinyl albums and just, oh man, no, that was.
Well, the crazy part we're talking about this brings me back to Dark Side of the Moon album, right? Just brings me back to my childhood, my father having that, and with this project, we have the privilege to be working with the saxophone player, right, of Pink Floyd. His stuff, his NFTs are going to the moon as well. So we're having a tremendous amount of artists doing that. And I also submitted a piece, which is from Climate Refugees, the documentary with Michael Nash, which is, so there are two pieces. And the painting is going to the moon as well. And it talks about a scene from the movie, how basically how villages in third world countries, especially in Bangladesh, are getting flooded. And this has become a serious crisis, and about displacement and where people are going to go. This is happening. You know,
Are you going to meet Elon anytime soon?
Well, next
Elon
month.
Musk, you
That's
said?
my mom's dream.
I was invited to meet Elon.
You're going to go, right?
Yeah.
But my mother
Yeah.
calls
We're going
him
to go to
Musk.
lunch. The
One
launch is
day
next
I
month.
want to meet Musk.
Hey, maybe get a deal on a Tesla. Who knows?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh, and all this started as like an art project.
Yeah.
It's,
You know,
it's
we
amazing.
come from a family of artists. We're all artists. We're all, my father, I mean, speaking of Pink Floyd, we used to wake up in the middle of the night, the house is blasting with Pink Floyd, and my dad's there painting. Like, as if, like, who cares they're sleeping? They're those kids. Psh, I'm going to paint. You know, so that has always been integrated into our DNA, right, Priscilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You know, and there's so much more that I want to hear, but we're going to have you guys
Back
on the
again.
show again, because I mean I can't believe we're out of time already.
That's awesome.
Well, it's been awesome.
Amazing. You know, whenever we do this show, it's like the time just
flies.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great.
And you know, when we have interesting guests, I mean that makes it even funner. I know it's not really a word, but you know.
Oh, no, but gooder is.
Yeah, gooder is, yeah. The gooder, the funnerer, right?
Gooder, the funner. And for those of you that are watching, what's your name again?
Shakespeare.
No, Richard is really Shakespeare, because if you look at him, he looks just like Shakespeare. So I call him Shakespeare. And Frank, thank you so much for having us
Thank you
here.
both for having us.
Oh, thank
We
you for
really
being here.
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thanks for being
Lloyd,
here.
you're the
Yes,
man.
thank you. Oh, y'all the man.
All right.
Yes,
Thanks so
Lloyd
much,
too.
guys.
Lloyd is amazing. Thank you, Lloyd.
All right. So we are. This show is hosted by the Florida Arts Network. Take a minute. Go to our website. Check us out. If there's any way that you can help, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. So anything, any gifts that you give us are tax deductible, which is a wonderful thing, and help us help the art community down here. Art is so much more, as we've seen today, than just going to a museum and looking at paintings. I mean, art is it's changing the ecosystem in some places. So yeah, so check us out, and any way that you can help, please let us know. There's a contact page there. Just drop us a line, say hi, and how you can maybe
see
help.
us next time.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Take care.
Thank you for watching the Artist Loft. Make sure to tune in next time for another great show. A show that was produced by Ant Media Productions and hosted by the Florida Arts Network with your hosts Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.